Hi everyone, I hope you're all really well. It is absolutely miserable outside right now, and you know what? I almost filmed this video yesterday where it was actually quite a sunny day, but I couldn't because I just didn't have the time in the end, unfortunately, and I'm really wishing that I did now because it's really miserable outside and it's probably going to make the lighting all horrible as well. Anyway, today's video is a little update in terms of how I'm getting on with all of my goals for 2017. So I think we need to cut straight to the chase, and I just need to come out and say that I have absolutely fallen in love with bullet journaling. It is definitely my kind of planning system. I have gone absolutely crazy with it. I uploaded my first bullet journaling video yesterday, so if you've not seen that, I will pop a link up so you can check it out. I will be showing you some more of what I've been up to because I feel like I've learnt quite a lot. I did just kind of dive into it, which I think is probably the best approach that you can take really, because it is something that ultimately needs to work for you. What I do is in the evening or during the little boy's nap time, I'll sit down and I'll just have a bit of a quiet moment, cup of tea maybe, and I'll just think about all the stuff that I want to get done. So in terms of being more organised this year, I definitely feel like I'm doing a lot better, and it is thanks to the bullet journal system. I have also had a chance to be a bit more creative. I finally got my little welcoming message when I first opened it up. So I'm actually really happy with how that turned out because, yeah, it was quite tricky to do. So how have I been getting on in terms of the specifics of the goals that I set this year? I'm really, really happy to say that I have lost weight since last week. I've actually lost 4 pounds, which I'm really surprised about because, yes, I've been walking the dog more, so I've definitely been more active. I've been really forcing myself to go out, and it's one of those situations where you kind of like, oh, I'm not sure if I can be bothered, but then once you're out, you're actually really enjoying it, and we've been really blessed with some nice weather. Other than today. Today is a bit of a disaster, but it did work out quite well because I'm giving myself a rest day today anyway, so that's worked out nicely. But yeah, we've had some really wonderful weather. I'm very lucky to live quite rurally, so, well, depends on whether you enjoy living rurally or not. I personally do. I appreciate where I am and all the countryside and stuff, so it just really helps feed my soul, I think, really, being able to get out, get some fresh air, and look at the scenery around. So I've been really enjoying that. What I started to do, this is one of the pages in my bullet journal, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to track on a week by week basis how many miles I'm walking, and then when I get to the end of the year, it'll be really interesting to see the total of how many miles I've walked. So for the first week of January, I actually walked 5.7 miles, which I'm pretty happy with. It could be better, but in terms of how I was able to fit it all in, I'm really happy. So that's something I'll be regularly updating. I'm also planning on tracking my weight loss, but I haven't quite decided how I want it to look, and everything I've come up with so far I'm not really very happy. I think what I'm going to do, I've come up with the magic number of 56 pounds, which is 4 stone. That seems like a reasonable amount of weight to try and lose. I need to come up with some kind of a design that has like 56 markers on it or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not overly happy with what I've done so far. I've also started a rough sketch of how I want my savings tracker to look, but I haven't quite come up with that either. In terms of a housework schedule, that's also going into my bullet journal as well. Haven't really properly sat down and thought about it, but I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far. I've just got all the dates of the month, then all the typical tasks that I get done at the moment. I've left lots of room for more because I'm sure I've missed things, but as and when I think of stuff, it will get noted down and then I can just check it off. So if ever I think to myself, oh, I wonder when I did such and such, I can just get back and check it. You may think it's a little bit over the top, but I was getting a little bit swamped last year. I did feel like I was getting up each day and kind of firefighting and not really knowing what on earth I was doing. And this has just made me feel like I'm a bit more on top of things, which is definitely no bad thing. I have started to create a boring list of tasks to be done at the weekend, and I've reserved that space for the back of my bullet journal because it's not going to be something that I'll be referring to very often. So I've got lots of lovely boring jobs there that we can decide to do dependent on the weather, so that feels good to get it all written down. although again, I'm sure I've missed out on stuff. Meal planning I've definitely got better at, and if I say so myself, I feel like I have been cooking some really nice things, because it's really hard trying to come up with something different each day that everyone is going to like, and that's, you know, pretty nutritional and is not too hard on me to cook. Although I don't mind some days obviously really going for it, but on a day-to-day basis when you're the cook, it's just a little bit wearing. You want to make sure that you're eating really nice things, but you don't want to have to put absolutely tons of effort in. I have been cooking some really nice things, trying to keep the calories down for me and my husband, but obviously trying to find things that my little boy will eat that are really calorie dense, because he is just eating me out of house and home at the moment. I cannot keep up with him. I think he must be having a growth spurt. It's just absolutely crazy. He's just hungry all the time. I think, from what I've heard, this is just what it's going to be like now if you've got a boy. They just eat and eat constantly. So I need to do some more food shopping desperately. In terms of what I was trying to achieve with looking at meal planning and that going hand in hand with our food budget and trying to just reduce it a bit, because I kind of felt like it was getting a little bit out of control. I've not really had a chance to start with that properly yet, because my husband gets paid on the 20th of every month, so he last got paid literally just before Christmas, so we knew that the pay that he was going to be getting that would be covering the bulk of January wasn't really going to be worth paying much attention to in terms of budgeting, because obviously it was just before Christmas and we were just kind of going a little bit way with food and stuff. So it's all a little bit skewed still, but I'm looking forward to when he gets paid again so I can really sit down and actually nail our budget and what we're spending on food, and hand in hand with the meal planning as well. The same goes for savings as well. Unfortunately, not really hit the ground running with that yet, but we do have a plan in place for when he gets his next payment. We're going to be saving straight away half of his disposable income, and then if we're left with any money at the end of the month, then that will get saved as well. So that's the plan. Frustrating that we are now well and truly into January and have not really been able to do much about that, but it's just the timing of when he gets paid, unfortunately. In terms of the things that I had down for my little boy, yeah, things aren't going fantastically. He's doing much better on the potty. I don't know what it is that's made the big difference. I know a lot of you left some comments in a previous video about things to try, and I was talking to my husband about having a proper visual reward chart for it, and that's still definitely on the back burner to sort out, but he seems to have suddenly just started to do a lot better, and I don't quite know why that is. We're still not having number 2s on the potty, but what I am doing is I'm trying to encourage him to make sure he comes up to me to tell me when he's had one, because he wasn't before, and just giving him loads and loads and loads and loads of positive reinforcement, because I know that children thrive on it. Pretty much everyone thrives on positive reinforcement. So every time he's telling me, I'm properly going for it, like cheerleader style, like,
yay, you've done so well, fantastic, woo, woo, that's brilliant.
That kind of stuff. And hopefully we'll get there in terms of the transition. Still not really tried Pounce yet. He's just can't quite get his head around that, but we're getting there. And in terms of maintaining swimming, we're still going, but oh my goodness, his last swimming lesson was an absolute nightmare. We definitely have a three-nager now. He knows what he doesn't want to do, and when he doesn't want to do it, nothing, and we're talking nothing, not even chocolate, will sway his mind at all. He's just so in the moment, and yeah, I'm hearing you, but I'm actually not going to do anything that you're telling me. So we've been working a lot on some of the things that they've been doing in the pool, some of the moves and stuff at home, in the hope that when he has his lesson this Saturday, it will go much better. Although he's in the pool with Daddy this week, not Mummy, and he does tend to behave a bit more for Daddy. Not sure why, because, you know, I am pretty tough on him sometimes, but it's just one of those things, I think. So that's it in terms of my update today. I hope that was pretty brief. I hope you're all really well. Let me know how you're getting on with the challenges that you've set yourself for this year, because I am properly feeling fired up, and I feel like although some of the stuff I haven't really been able to do much about, I'm definitely in the right headspace. I'm really happy with how much I've been able to get out and do lots of walking, and also in turn then losing some weight as well, even though I've had a couple of slips as well. I'm only human. Anyway, I hope you're all really well, and I will see you again soon. Bye!